Hello everyone, welcome to the second video lecture. So we were dealing with the first unit measurement of class 8 science. So in the previous video lecture, that is video lecture 1, we have seen some of the topics like physical quantities, SI base units, and more about one of the physical quantity, that is temperature. In temperature we studied what is temperature, how to measure the temperature, what's the instrument to measure the temperature, SI unit, different scales on which the different thermometers are scaled or designed. So these were the things which we saw in the first video lecture. So in this video lecture we will be studying about other two physical quantities, that is electric current and amount of substance. So first one is electric current. So before going to what exactly this electric current, because this word is quite familiar to all of us, so we need to know about two things. One is positive charge and another is negative charge. Okay, we all know that there are two types of charges existing. One is positive charge, another one is negative charge, where the positive charge is called as proton and the negative charge is called as electron. So any charge which is having negative charge in it will be called as an electron, and any charge which is positive in nature will be called as proton. Okay, these things we are aware of, little bit at least we know about it. And then these charges will not be sitting at one place. So when there is some disturbance created, these charges will start to flow, right? So in a conductor, you can see that red thing over there, the ball like structure is moving, right? So the charges also will be moving in such a manner in a conductor. Okay, the arrow marks, the blue arrow marks over there shows in which direction those charges are moving. Okay, so this is how the charges will be moving inside a conductor. Okay. So when they will be flowing or moving in one particular direction, we define one new quantity named as electric current. So how actually this electric current is defined? Flow of electric charges in 1 second in a particular direction is known as electric current. It means you can see the charges are flowing in one particular direction or in one direction. So how many charges will be flowing through this conductor in 1 second? That will be called as electric current. Or more precisely, the magnitude of an electric current is the amount of electric charges flowing through a conductor in 1 second. How many charges are flowing through a conductor in 1 second? Okay, if it is 3 charges are flowing in 1 second, then we call it as 3 amperes. It's just a rough example for your understanding. I hope you understood what is this electric current. How many charges, the amount of charges traveling or flowing in a conductor in 1 second will be called as the electric current. Okay, so how actually we measure this electric current? There is one small formula using which we can calculate the electric current. Okay, before going into the exact formula, we should know that they are represented using some letters, right? So why actually we go for using this letters? Because every time it is very difficult to write the whole big equation in the full form or the formula in the full form, right? So for that case, to have it in a simplified manner, we represent electric current as capital letter I. English alphabet, capital alphabet, that is I. And time as small letter t. An amount of electric charge as capital letter Q. And the SI units are also given. You are already aware of ampere and it is represented by capital letter A. And time, its SI unit is second. represented by small letter s, and this is one which you haven't seen, right? That is coulomb. Always the charges, the amount of charge is measured in terms of coulombs. Okay, so its representation is capital letter C. So the formula is like this: I is equal to Q divided by T. That is, electric current is equal to amount of electric charge divided by total time. I hope you understood. The electric current is equal to the amount of electric charge divided by time. Okay, Q here represents what? Amount of electric charge, and T represents the time. Okay, so this will give you the amount of electric charge per unit time, or 1 second, which is nothing but your electric current. So you have to remember this formula. This is an important formula using which we will be solving some numericals. Okay, so the unit of electric current is ampere, right? So how exactly this ampere is? What is this ampere? When we call some electric current as 1 ampere, okay, so 1 ampere is defined as 1 coulomb of charge moving in a conductor in 1 second. So you are given with a conductor, okay, one copper rod. Okay. So in that copper rod, if 1 coulomb of charge flows in 1 second, then you can say that in that copper rod there is 1 ampere of current. I repeat, you are given with a copper rod or any metal rod which is a good conductor of electricity or electric current. Okay, so in that metal rod, if 1 coulomb of charge is flowing, 1 coulomb of charge is flowing in 1 second, then you can say that current in that metal wire is 1 ampere. Okay. So to measure how much current, so 1 coulomb is flowing in 1 second means it is 1 ampere. If 2 coulomb of charge is flowing in 1 second means it is 2 ampere. 3 coulomb of charges are flowing in 1 second means it is 3 ampere current. So okay, so measure how much amount of current is flowing, electric current is flowing in a conductor. To measure that, we have an instrument named ammeter. Okay, it's called as ammeter. Ammeter is a device used to measure the electric current in an electric circuit. Okay, so this diagram you can go through. It is an diagram of, or a picture of ammeter. Ammeter instrument, how you can actually identify is, it will be represented as capital A, which says that it measures some amperes of current. A represents ammeter. If in any device capital A is written, then it is nothing but an ammeter. Okay. So how exactly we measure the electric current in an electric circuit? So for measuring an measuring electric current in an electric circuit, we need a we actually need to first construct a circuit, right? So using battery, lamps, lamp means the bulb, and ammeter we are taking. So the procedure is like this: connect the battery, ammeter and the lamp in series as shown in the figure. So first you will be connecting the bulb to the battery. From the other end of the battery, the connection is given to the ammeter. From the other end of the ammeter, the connection is given to the another end of the bulb. So it is closed. The path of the current is closed, right? Okay, so this is the circuit. This is how we have to connect to measure the electric current. So whenever you switch on this, the ammeter will start to show the reading. So you can see in that ammeter there is a red pointer which will be moving to show the reading of the ammeter. So we have to note the reading of the ammeter. So the ammeter, where it is stuck, it can be 10, it will show some number, it will be 10, it will be 15, it will be 20. So the reading of that ammeter is nothing but the amount of electric current which is flowing in that circuit. If it is showing, the pointer is pointing at 10, then the current is 10 ampere. If the pointer is showing 15, then the amount of current in the circuit is 15 ampere. If it is showing some 23, the pointer is pointed at 23. Okay, so then it means in the circuit there is 23 ampere of current. Okay, so this is about electric current. So first we studied what exactly is electric current, and then we studied some representation to understand the formula, and then we studied how we define 1 ampere, and we studied how actually we measure the electric current using the ammeter. Okay, so this is about one of the physical quantity, electric current. Next one is the amount of substance. Okay, before going to that, so this is the same circuit but in a symbolic form. Okay, so the 4 lines, one bigger one, smaller one, then the bigger one, then the smaller one, it represents the battery. See, every time it is very difficult to draw the circuit with proper drawings, like battery is there, bulb is there, then the ammeter is there, so it is difficult to draw. So what we do, we use a simple format to represent the circuit, where the battery is represented like this with 4 lines, and the length of the line matters. You cannot draw all the lines as same length. Okay, then A over there, a circle, inside the circle a capital letter A is written, that represents ammeter, and the bulb is represented as given in the figure. This is the representation of the circuit which is given next to it. Okay, so moving on, amount of substance. Okay, so in the figure you are given with some copper coins. It's a picture of copper coins. So if somebody asks you, showing this picture, how many copper coins are there, it's very easy, right? You can easily tell there are 5 copper coins. Yes, it is absolutely correct. Then I come and ask you, how many copper atoms are there? Can you tell? So it's confusing, or it's difficult, or you may not be able to give an answer to that, right? So why it is so? Because it is very difficult. It is very easy to count the number of coins, but it is very difficult to count the number of atoms present in those coins. Why? The coins are very much visible to us, so we can count them. But the atoms or the molecules are very tiny, very small, which we cannot see through our naked eyes. So that's why it becomes very difficult to count the number of atoms or number of molecules in some cases. Okay, so there are some indirect methods to find out or to determine the amount of or number of atoms or molecules or any kind of particles present in an object, so which you will be studying in your higher classes. For now, you should know that it is very difficult to find out the number of atoms or molecules present in an object. So amount of substance, the amount of substance is the measure of number of entities or particles present in a substance. So this abstract thing, the thing which are not which we could not count with our with our normal eyes, is something related to this amount of substance. Okay, so this amount of substance is the measure of entities. Entities can be atom, molecules, ions, electrons or protons, etc. So how many in the case of copper coins, which we saw in the previous which we saw previously, if I'm talking about that, so I can ask the number of copper atoms present in those 5 copper coins will be equal to the amount of copper present in it. I hope you understand. Amount of substance is actually equal to the amount of atoms present in them, or amount of molecules present in them, or the number of ions present in them. How many atoms are there in a copper coin? In 5 copper coins will be equal to the amount of copper present in them. Okay. Generally, amount of substance is directly proportional to the number of atoms or molecules. That's what I said. The amount of substance is nothing but amount of molecules. How many molecules are present or how many atoms are present, that is nothing but the amount of substance. So the SI unit for this amount of substance is mole, which we have already discussed. So mole is represented by MOL in short form. Symbolically it is represented as MOL. Okay, so more about this SI unit, that is mole. What is this mole? Okay, how actually we define 1 mole? 1 mole is defined as the amount of substance which contains 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 entities. Okay, I'll give some examples and then explain. So 1 mole of copper is equal to amount of copper having 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 copper atoms. If some amount of copper is given to you, if that much amount of copper is containing 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 copper atoms in it, okay, then you will call it as 1 mole of copper. Little more. Okay, you are given with some amount of water. Okay, some amount of water is given to you, and if you count the molecules, how many H2O molecules are there in that water? If there are 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of water, that means 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 H2O parts, then you call that amount of water as 1 mole of water. Basically, it should have 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 number of entities. If any quantity is having these many number of entities, then it will be called as 1 mole of substance. Okay, so what is surprising or what is special with this number? Why only this number is taken? Why can't we say that if any copper is having 1 atom, it is called as 1 mole, right? It would have become so easy. Why it is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 atoms or 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 molecules? It's a big question mark, right? So it was all discovered by the great scientists, and this number, this special magic number was discovered by Avogadro, a scientist. So he calculated so many things and he found out so many other things, and at the end he said that 1 mole is defined like this. 1 mole is defined as an amount of substance which contains 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 entities. So more about this you will study in further classes, but for now you have to remember this number, a special number, that is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23, and it is called as Avogadro number. Okay, it's called as Avogadro number. So this was about amount of substance, how actually we define amount of substance, and generally amount of substance is equal to number of atoms or molecules or the ions or any other entities present in that substance. And we defined the SI unit, how actually the SI unit has been taken. The SI unit is nothing but the mole, and 1 mole contains how many entities? 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 entities. So this particular number is called as Avogadro number. So this was about electric current and amount of substance. As I said, using that special equation or the formula, we have to solve some problems or numerical. So one numerical, I'm doing it here for you. So when 2 coulomb of charge flows through a circuit for 10 seconds, calculate the current. So there is a conductor. In that conductor, 2 coulomb of charge is flowing in how many seconds? 10 seconds. Okay. So 2 coulomb of charge is flowing in 10 seconds. Then how many charges will be flowing in 1 second? That will be our electric current, right? Okay. So systematically when we do, first we have to write down the things which are given. That is, charge Q is equal to 2 coulombs and time t is equal to 10 seconds. And we know the formula, I is equal to Q by T, and in the place of Q we will be substituting 2 coulombs, in the place of T we will be substituting 10 seconds. So it becomes I is equal to 2 by 10, nothing but 0.2 amperes. So very small and simple numerical it is. So you can formulate your own questions, like if 3 coulomb of charge is flowing in a conductor in 5 seconds, what will be the current? So you can frame your own questions and find out the answers to that. So this is about one small numerical. So that was about electric current and amount of substance.